Hello and welcome to another Mobley Minute video. This one was supposed to actually come out a year ago when we wrapped our Cybertruck, but I procrastinated and you all get the benefits of that because I was actually involved in an accident and had to rewrap the Cybertruck from the kit that Test Bros, now DIY Wrap Club, provided a year to the day of when I finished wrapping the Cybertruck. So this rear quarter panel had to get totally replaced and I rewrapped it. There's a slight color difference if you're really looking for it, and if it's in this very direct sunlight, but in person it's harder to tell. I also had to rewrap the cantrails as part of the recall, but that was super easy and cheap, especially through DIY Wrap Club. Actually, Tesla paid me to rewrap the cantrails. Don't tell them that. But overall, man, this wrap has held up wonderfully over the past year, and I would recommend any of the DIY Wrap Club product. In fact, I also did a PPF on our Model Y Juniper, making a quick little video about that. Difference between PPF and vinyl, cost-wise, is so little now. If you have the money, I would just recommend getting the PPF. However, our first foray into our own car modifications worked out pretty well with this vinyl kit. So, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. I got some more things that I filmed a year ago I'll post here, but yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. All right, so you're not going to expect a professional quality job, obviously, from amateurs like us, but to show you like where we messed up and how easy it is to not notice it, let's go ahead and walk around. So really, anytime I messed up, it's like an edge here that I didn't push down properly in the moment. This is, again, this has been on for a couple of months now. It's been in over 100 degree heat. You can see another edge over here that didn't go down quite all the way. There's a few here, but again, when you're far away, you don't notice it. Right, Katie?
Right.
All right. Yeah, please reassure me. So this area, I remember doing this too.
This was your last door.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, yes, it was. And I remember getting to this and just saying I can live with it and pushing it down. Shouldn't have done that. Should have had more patience, because that would have been easy to fix, especially further along in the process when we got used to working with the material. But again, that being one of the worst ones, it's hard to notice unless you're looking for it. There's another edge back here on this rear quarter. I don't think I had any problems with the back, although I lost a little line in my E for the foundation series here. This quarter panel, that's again one of the bigger ones that I notice every day when I look at it, but that's because I put it there. I don't really think there was anything on this side other than this bit of exposed metal here, which I have a bunch of pieces left over that I could easily patch that away and you wouldn't be able to see. And I think this panel was actually one of my better panels. I don't think there was like any messes up.
That was the first tri panel.
Yeah.
It was the first one we put on.
Yeah, it worked really well.
The most complex one.
It was great. But those were all of the places that it's not professional. But from far away and pretty close up, looks professional enough.
Got it done.
I wanted to talk about bits of this panel in particular because I felt like it was the most difficult due to the weird cut. However, it's cut super well from Test Bros, so as long as you line it up well at first and you let the material fall where it wants to, it lines up perfectly, and it's actually pretty easy to do. You just need a lot of patience. This is after I've done all of that prep work, lining it up, using tape to hold it in place so it doesn't move as I'm setting this top corner. That little wrinkle in the corner came from shipping, and it's easy to flatten out with the tools provided. Once you do that, you're going to push down this middle body line here, all while making sure there's not a lot of slack with the material itself. As you do more panels, you get a feel for it and you get faster and more confident with less wrinkles. I definitely relied on the heat gun way too much in the beginning. You really don't need that thing except for big uh-oh times. I cut through some boring bits to show you this last little edge that gave me the most worry, but again, if you line up everything well in the beginning during the prep phase, the material just falls where it should. All the wrinkles that you see on the corner went away with the tools provided by Test Bros. Yeah, I was super happy. It was very easy. Once you get out of your head, it's actually fun to do. It was pretty cathartic, and I would tackle a project like this again. There is a lot of prep work involved with wrapping the Cybertruck. You have to clay bar the whole Cybertruck. You have to use a special soap that Test Bros gives you to help remove any impurities, and there's a lot of removal of panels. Once you get used to it though, it's very easy, way less scary, and I feel more comfortable working on the truck in a bigger way next time because of this. One of the lessons that I learned was about lighting and how much direct light that you want on the panel that you're working on. I did this in my garage, but needed the headlamp to support the lighting needs. And then set and setting. If you're in a bad mood or not feeling very patient, probably not the best day to work on it. If you go in calm, ready to take your time, you're gonna have great results. The only reason I was able to do any of this is because of Test Bros. They were very communicative when I reached out for assistance. They have a program to where they'll send you out replacement panels if and when you mess them up and you only have to pay the shipping. They were always next to me, side by side, guiding me and directing me, even when I was making some silly errors. Now, I've had this wrap on the truck for about 7 months now, and I couldn't imagine living with the truck without the wrap. I can clean it in my garage using a 2-bucket method. The wear and tear has held up great. The only place that I have a concern is on the immediate front bumper, where I'm going to end up putting a PPF wrap over it to protect from rock chips. And that is our long overdue video on wrapping our Cybertruck in pine green metallic vinyl from DIY Wrap Club. Again, this yearly walkthrough update just justified spending the money on the kit. It gave me the courage to wrap our Model Y Juniper in a color PPF that looks incredible. I would recommend using DIY Wrap Club for all of your car wrapping needs. They were very open with communication, very helpful whenever I needed it. And I actually enjoyed the experience, and I can't wait to wrap my parents' cars, and I already have a couple of friends asking me to do theirs. So thank you, DIY Wrap Club, for this little side hustle. Appreciate it, and see you in the next video.